Good morning, guys. Ricky here with the Backpacking Scouter. Getting started on our 21st day. Had a nice little realization this morning, laying in the tent after I woke up, that not only do we only have 3 days left at our current pace, but we only have 2 more nights in the tent. So some of that super happy about, some of that it'll be kind of sad to leave all the beauty, but we've definitely had a heck of a trek upon us. It's been a really great 3 weeks so far. Seen a lot of amazing things, like this morning. Last night, we set up camp. We had this little young buck, maybe 2 years old, that just didn't want to leave camp. He kept coming over, walking over. It was like he either didn't know what people were or just didn't care. But I'd shoo him off a bit. He'd come back over a couple minutes later. And then you could hear him throughout the night. We had the deer walking through camp on a regular basis. Whether it was the buck or this morning, we get up and there's a little doe that was doing the same thing. It'd just walk over like it was kind of curious, and then it would run off for a little bit, and then it would come back again later. But some of those things have just made it the wonder of being out here. But at the same time, we've had a lot of challenges. This isn't easy. The trail's got a lot of ups, got a lot of downs, got a lot of miles. We've put in a decent amount of miles in order to make the time frames that I had to be able to come out and do some of this. In hindsight, after doing it, I would definitely recommend folks, take your time a little bit. I've been prone to say a lot on the trail when I meet some of the folks that are really taking their time to do the trail, and even taking 0 days in some of these awesome Colorado towns that we have. But I've been calling that living the trail. And I definitely make the recommendation to folks, take the time to live the trail. Don't come out here and just make this an achievement. Actually come out and enjoy it. Don't push yourself to do 20, 25 mile days if you can help it. Give yourself time to do 12, 15 mile days. And every time you get to one of these beautiful spots along the way, stop and sit and enjoy it. Live the trail. And then every 5 or 6 days, take a 0 day. Hitch into one of these towns, like Twin Lakes or into Brack or so many of these other places, Silverthorne. And just take a day and enjoy the culture of the community. And not only is it going to be helpful on your body, but psychologically, it's just really good to be able to do some of those. We, did a lot of half days, but we didn't do any 0 days. And I really kind of wish I would have had more time and taken more time to put on the schedule to do that. But outside of that, today, we'll see. We'll see what the next parts of the trails are going to provide for us. We got about 6 miles left on segment 25, and then we hit segment 26. And then today, we're not going to have as much climbing as we've had in the past, or downhills, thank goodness. So we may even get through 26 today and get into 27. But we'll see how the day goes. Basically, at this point, we've got 2 more long days, today and tomorrow. Which, if we do what we've been averaging, it would leave us about 16 miles to get out on Saturday. And we'll meet my wife Saturday afternoon. But we're going to see how the days go. If we get a couple extra miles in today or tomorrow, that'll mean that we get out even sooner. And maybe we get lunch and dinner in Durango. We'll see how the day goes. But outside of that, really looking forward to seeing what today brings us, because the last week has definitely been amazing at how each segment of the trail is a little different and has a little bit something different to offer to us. So looking forward to seeing what today brings us. So we'll see you guys out on the trail. So I thought I would do a midday kind of shout out to some of the folks that we've met along the way. You know, over the past, we're on day 21. You know, in the past 3 weeks or so, you meet a lot of folks as you're out. Well, sometimes on the trail. Sometimes you don't see anybody for hours and hours and hours. But, you know, whether you're meeting folks out for weekends, you know, doing a weekend backpacking trip, or you're meeting day hikers, maybe that are close to a trailhead, you know, or you're meeting fellow thru hikers. Definitely seem to have met more Colorado trail hikers that we got to know than we probably did the Continental Divide Trail, CDT hikers, because a lot of them, it seemed like, because of the late winter and the snow and everything, we're going north to make it a little bit more passable to get through the Colorado portion. So didn't really get to know a lot of them. Passed a lot, saw them as we were going south. We'd see people going north, and on the occasion you'd say hi, but never really got to spend a lot of time with them. But for CT hikers, we've gotten lucky and got to see, you know, a decent amount. I wouldn't say we got to see a ton, because I think a lot of folks put off their start dates until a little later in order to make sure some of the snow was gone before they got started. So, but some of the folks we want to shout out to, I think our favorite person that we've probably seen the most along the way, his trail name is Bad Habit. Super awesome guy. We've definitely ran into him quite a few times and even stayed the night once and got to hang out some. Really appreciated getting to know you. And along with him, it seemed like a lot of the crew traveling similar to him was also downhill. Downhill, we only met like, I don't know, once or twice, but super cool guy. And not only did he start in Denver to start the CT, but he also lives in Colorado Springs and decided, hey, why not start from my house? So he threw his backpack on, jumped in the national forest, and backpacked all the way to the trailhead for the Colorado Trail. So, super cool. And then also, Moonshine, another cool guy we got to meet. I only got to really hang out with him the one night. We stayed with Bad Habit and him downhill, but seemed like a cool guy. Wish I'd have got to meet him a little bit more along the way. Then got some others. Amy, a cool person to sit and hang out with while we were taking some downtime at the lake the other day. Finn gets the rock star award of the trail. She is from Finland and has done the Appalachian Trail. Started it in 2020, and then they closed it on her. So she came back this year to do it again and gave herself 6 months to do it. Well, because she rock started out and knocked it out in 5 months, she decided, hey, I still have another month in the US. Let's go do the Colorado Trail as well. So, definitely, you're a rock star, Finn. We've met quite a few other folks. Einstein is one we met for just a short period of time. He's one that had done a good majority of the CDT last year, but didn't get to do some of the Colorado portions, so was back this year doing the Colorado portion. That guy has done a lot of trails, so definitely got Liam going and energized in the beginning. We met him in our first week, but we've met a lot of other people, a lot of folks I didn't write their names down, or I either forgot before I wrote them down. But just thanks so much for all of you guys, all the cool stories that we've got to hear, and all the fun experiences we got to share on doing the CT this year. You guys are awesome. And yesterday, it was super funny. We were all of a sudden in the end of our day, kind of knocking it out after I'd done the closing out. And who did we look up and run into but the Outdoor Vital boys? I know, they're not boys. And it's actually Outdoor Vitals. Super awesome company. Sells a lot of cool backpacking gear, ultralight gear. But I've watched a lot of their videos, and I really like calling them the Outdoor Vital Boys, because it sounds kind of like a rock band, like the Foggy Bottom Boys. But super cool guys. Got to chat with them for just a little bit. Got to say hi. Didn't want to slow them down too much. They were doing one of their 100-day challenges on the CT. So of course they were putting in a lot of miles for the day. But it was really cool. Kind of running into those guys, just like I've noticed in a lot of their videos. Very down-to-earth guys. Just out doing what the rest of us love. That's being out here backpacking with some good friends. So it's very cool. Hey guys, so we made it to camp. It's another long day today. We did close to 21 miles today. The last bit was a grueling little climb there, but we had wanted to get that 21 to get us that much closer to being done on Saturday. But we accomplished a lot today. So we finished up segment 25. We did all of segment 26 and then started segment 27. And man, I mean, like I said, these segments here definitely don't let you down. They've been amazing, and the beauty has just been gorgeous. And even tonight, we got lucky. We decided to take a risk and climb an extra mile up onto a ridge where there wasn't a lot of comments about how the camping was going to be, other than a couple ones about, oh, there's some perfect spots, but you never really know what that means. Well, here's what that means. It is definitely a perfect spot because I'm sitting on the edge and here's camp right over there, and we get this glorious view, and I'm just kind of chilling and hanging. Oh, and then we keep getting all these deer running around. Not certain if the camera caught that. But yeah, the last 2 nights we've had, deer. Tonight looks like we had the same, want to come hang out with us deer like we did last night. But it's just been a beautiful day. It was a long day. My ankles definitely feel it. I think my body's definitely telling me it's getting time to finish up this challenge, and and get back to the house and recover some. Definitely feeling my age here lately. My ankles definitely feel a little sore each day. I've been doing a lot of massaging of my ankles and different things whenever I get to camp. The deer's like coming up right behind me while they're trying to photobomb the video. But yeah, no, so I definitely, have been doing all right, but I can definitely feel a lot of the climbing and stuff that we do. And the downhill really seems to, as I've mentioned many times, seems to be what gets my ankles the most. But we're getting there. Tomorrow's going to be another long, hard day. We need to try to get 22, 23 miles if we want to come off the trail early on Saturday so that we can enjoy Durango a little bit. If we can get 22, 23 miles tomorrow, and then we can come off the trail at about 16 or so on Saturday, which would hopefully get us off a little early. We may have to decide to wake up a little early for our last day, but we'll see how that kind of goes. Earlier, you guys saw me. I did the shout outs to all of our good trail family, the tramily, that folks like to call it out here, that we've been hanging out with over the last few weeks. I do really appreciate a lot of them, but I also want to toss out too that I really do appreciate how much the Colorado Trail Foundation has done towards really making this trail a success over the years and the decades, and how much work they've put into trail building and maintenance and all that stuff, and all the volunteers that help every year. We've ran across a few of the volunteers, and we always try to give them thanks for all the work they do, because the Colorado Trail is just amazing. The markings on it are really well done. The trail's well kept in most places. It's not very difficult to find and know where you're going. So all that comes to all the hard work that these folks have done, and we're just very thankful for that. But I also wanted to mention too, so I mentioned earlier a lot of people's trail names on the folks that we had met along the way, but what I didn't mention was that about maybe not even a week into it, we had some cool moments where Liam had some marmots come up to him really close, and I told him, that I said, your trail name really needs to be Marmot. And he kind of liked that and kind of stuck with it for a while. And so for most of the trail, a lot of people have been calling him Marmot. And so he's kind of stuck with that one. He kind of liked it, and we'll see if he keeps it as he goes on. And then for myself, I really didn't know, when I was younger and doing some of this stuff, I used to go by Young Hawk a little bit back in the day. But then I didn't really feel like that fit much anymore. So when everybody always asked me what my trail name was, I said I don't really have one. And some of the folks that we've met have been trying to think about one. And finally, I think I've settled on giving myself one. And I think right now I'm set at Old Crow. And the reason why I came to that was, a couple things. One being the old man on the trail, and then of course Liam always calling me the old man. I think I get a lot of that owed back to me for all the times that I call my stepdad old man. And so, and then too, I've just seen some really cool and had some really cool experiences with some ravens and some crows out here on the trail that really made me remember my affinity to the crow, growing up and stuff too as well. And so I kind of decided that was going to be it. So for now, my trail name for this trip has been Old Crow. But we've had a marvelous time. Like I said, I'm going to sit here and watch some of the sunset. Hopefully the sun's setting over on the other side, but hopefully it'll cast some really cool colors and I can get some cool pictures of all those clouds that are over on the mountains over there, and get a really good shot as we go into the night. But to close out today, it's just been amazing. We're getting closer, 2 days away. Tomorrow will be day 22, and then we'll just have the last day on Saturday for our completion of this trip. It's been an amazing trip. Couldn't imagine doing this without Liam. He's just been great out here helping give me energy and peps and stuff to keep going and things like that. So it's been an amazing trip to have. Really appreciate all of you that have been watching and keeping up with us along this journey, and hope that you've been enjoying it just as much as we have. So outside of all of those kind of things, I think we're going to settle in. I'm going to try to get some bug spray. They seem to be bad no matter where we stop on me, and so that I can kind of sit out over here, maybe edit some videos, read some books or something, and just kind of watch this thing go down. And until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great night.